Hi, I'm Max Tunley. I have been drumming for 40 years. I live in Melbourne, which I love. My inspiration was my Uncle Kingsley. When I was young, I just basically went to Grandma's and stayed the night quite a bit. I said to Mum and Dad, I'm going to go to my Grandma's house because that's where Kingsley was, that's where the drums were. So I would sit down in a corner and I'd just watch my uncle play, and he'd have a monstrous kit. That's what you would have, I think, in the 70s. You know, the big, concert toms. And when he went to work, I'd jump on the drums. I couldn't reach the kick pedal, so I'd sit in the seat like I am now, close the hi-hats and think I was a rock star, but I'm pretty sure I was terrible. But that doesn't matter, the passion was there. So, and every time when he came home from work, I just watched him. So, he was just my inspiration. So, drummers that inspire me, Christian drummers, especially in the 80s, I would say would have been obviously Kingsley, Jay McNeil. He is a great drummer, Jay McNeil, and Chris Bishop. He was very inspiring. He would be straight down to the line with me. You know, he would say things like, "Do you practice, Max?" And I say, "Not as much." He goes, "Well, you're not very serious then. You've got to practice more." You know. I'm also inspired by Phil Collins, straight up the bat. He's a musician first, well, probably a drummer first, but he's just a great musician, and that's where I really modelled myself off. Dave Weckl, I enjoyed his fusion drumming. Simon Phillips, the king of groove, and probably America in LA Toto drummers, Jeff Porcaro. He had such a feel and just in the pocket. And the list can go on. I can say many styles, so I haven't really left anyone out because I listen to every style, from hard rock to metal to jazz, especially worship, because that's what I was born to do. So the Tunley history and what this represents. My dad and Uncle Laurie in 1965, they went to a concert, people probably wouldn't even know this name, but Andre Crouch and his Disciples, and they had a drum kit, and back then they didn't really have drum kits at church. And Dad said, "Let's do it." That was my dad, you know, he just went out there and gave it a shot. So he went to Billy Hyde, he got lessons. My Uncle Laurie got lessons as well. And what they did is they didn't necessarily play at church straight away. They did like Friday night rallies, and you know, church would have their thing, and then the night rallies would have like 150 young people. That's just what my dad did, and I think that's why I'm very inspired by my surname and the Tunleys. And later on, that's when Uncle Kingsley came along. He took over, and Dad could go back to playing his acoustic guitar and leading worship. The thought behind my cymbals, I came here and spoke with Dylan, and he went through a whole line of different cymbals, and I just like the sound of these because when you hit them, they're a sweet sound. You can hit them soft, very musical, the Melbourne series. So I definitely recommend that series. But for me, I just like the sound of it because I'm from Melbourne. That's where my, heritage came from. I think with me, when I was born, the doctors said that I wouldn't have any coordination. So I think to play a drum kit, you've got to have some sort of coordination to play. So that was a miracle, really, that I could do that. I'm not very good at reading and writing, but you know, the Lord's just blessed me through my whole life, and He's always had my back, and He's always put the right people in my path, you know, work-wise, you know, church-wise, just people. I would say the best thing to do is surround yourselves with good people. Growing up playing church music and having my uncle, because my uncle was just an incredible player. Well, he was to me, but a lot of people loved him. You know, he played Youth Alive and he just played everywhere. You know, Steve Grace, About Face, the list goes on with Uncle Kingsley. And I just want to be like that. And I just listen to a lot of music, all different styles, and I think that's why I'm blessed that I can still play in churches today and encourage people and just be musical, because that's what music's about. It doesn't matter what style or how where you've gone in your musical career. Music's a very powerful thing, and you know, I just wanted to just encourage you guys to say that for me, when I play in church, I'm a worshipper first. I'm a worshipper first. How I would practice a song would be I'd listen to it a few times, rough it on the kit, get an idea, then I'd shut my eyes and just picture this, the drum beats. But listen to the other music as well, because that's the most important thing, because you've got to have light and shade and dynamics and when you're playing. So that's just years of experience, I guess, you know, with me. But that's how I would approach it. And when I play, I'm a worshipper first. I've always sat behind the kit and I've always gone, well, Lord, I'm going to do what you want me to do, and when I'm playing, I give my whole heart and soul, and when I'm looking at the people and they're praising the Lord, I'm like, you know what? That's what it's about, because He gave us the gift. You know, my dad gave us a shot, as in took the chance many years ago, and all us drummers today can just do what we do and play freely and be worshippers. So that's just awesome. Just want to encourage young drummers. I know that when I was teaching, when I got taught, I stuck by the book. But as I got older, I could learn. I don't have to be necessarily stick by the book. I can change things up. A lot of people I've taught don't like the syncopation book, but I would say that is the best book ever. I know you might be sitting down there and you know, going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you start putting that around the kit, doing double kicks and changing in the rudiment book, syncopation book, mate, you fly behind the kit, and it becomes like your heartbeat. That's why it's important. A lot of young drummers like to just play AC/DC or, you know, just rock out and really enjoy what they do. But I would say, listen to your teacher, listen to what's inside you, and then you'll be able to project it out. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you, Red Cymbals.